Hi YouTube, welcome to Otto's Garage. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at installing some rails for supporting the seats. The standard seat mounts aren't brilliant, they're only like folded bits of tin, and it's probably a good idea to have something more substantial under there. So we'll have a bit of a look at that and see whether we can't get something which is more suitable for the job. Let's see how we go. The seat bar. Okay, so that tube's going to go across. I've just welded on a plate, one at each side. You can see the one on the other side over there as well. And what we've got to do is put a tube in between the two. We've got a seat fix in here, but although that beam's okay, the one at the back is just quite a lightweight bracket really. So and you can see it over the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a tube in across the back of this cross beam between the two plates that have welded on, and then we're going to put another tube further back across the back just by where that hammer is over there. The back tube will be in two pieces. Just move those out of the way, because obviously we've got the transmission tunnel at that point, which will go there. This one here, what we're going to do is we're going to saddle it over the top of the transmission tunnel. I can take a little bit of material out, but obviously we've got a prop shaft underneath, so I can't take a lot out. So what we'll do is we'll saddle the tube, and then we can weld it all back in onto the top of the transmission tunnel, and that'll just give us one tube right the way across. And then after that, there's some box section which will be cut and welded on top, and that will recreate the position for the seat mount again afterwards. So that's the plan. Okay, so the seat tube, what I did was I burnt the back of it off with the plasma cutter, and then I've tidied it up with the grinder basically, just to follow the profile of that transmission tunnel. I didn't want to cut the transmission tunnel out at all, so we've left that, which I think is a better job. And to be fair, by the time it's been welded up each side, there's going to be a good deal of strength in there, ready for the seat runner to run across. So what will happen ultimately is that we'll have, this is one of the seat sides, that will sit on top of there and run back to the wall behind. We don't need that one in there. Okay, so the second bar will be back here, and then the side of the seat runner will basically sit in there and sit back onto there. So I'm going to put a bar across the back here as well, and then we'll have a fixing over the top here, which the runner can then bolt down onto. So the first bar, the tricky one, is done basically. All I've got to do now, as far as that one's concerned, is clean it all up round here underneath, and then we can weld that one in place, weld it onto the plates that are previously fitted, and then that will give us our basis for setting out for the back bar. So this is the plasma cutter, Cut 50 Chinese machine. You know, £150, you can't really go wrong. Fantastic bit of kit. Basically it'll do everything that your angle grinder will do, but much more quietly, less dust. You do have to wear a pair of dark glasses with it, but it's pretty cool. I'm not going to demo it immediately, but basically you've got a little torch, you press the button on the back of it, the air kicks in, it auto strikes up, and then you can basically just follow a line down, and you can profile cut off whatever you want to do. It cuts nice and neat and quick, and the thing I like about it is there is absolutely no noise. You know, I mean, it's a bit of air blowing, but it's not a horrendous noise that you get with an angle grinder, so you don't need to wear ear defenders. So yeah, that's a well recommended tool, and the only thing that you do need, of course, with it is you need a airline that goes off into the compressor, so that you've got a basically it heats up the metal and then blows it away. So it's like a modern day equivalent of a gas axe, if you like. But yeah, very good bit of kit. I've cleaned that up with the wire wheel. What I've also done is just along this seam here, when I'm not going to be able to get to it once the bar's in, and the same on the other side over there as well. I'm going to put a few stitch welds on top of that, just to basically give that a little bit of strength for a sort of seam weld. And then basically I just cleaned up around here where the bar's going to touch into the metal. I didn't want to take off all of the paint underneath because obviously that's going to afford a little bit of protection somewhere. So I'm now in a position where we can drop the bar in there and hopefully weld it in place. Well, that's it. It's in now. I've just gone over it, cleaned off the welds a little bit there, but we've now got a nice edge there for working on, so we can fix our brackets on top of that. I'll try that, and then we can have a look at getting on with these back ones in. So we're going to have to fabricate some plates, like I said, there to go across the back there. We've got the first bar across the front, so that's quite substantial and a decent amount now for the front of the seats. Okay, so this is the plasma. We're going to just cut out a couple of plates here that I've done ready for the back tube. Best way of doing this really is to put a guide that you can just follow straight down so you can get a nice straight line. So as soon as I press the button, the air will kick into it, we'll go to it, and then we should be able to just burn it straight through. And that's it. So it's a lot quicker than with an angle grinder. Bit of trouble on that last bit there on it, but basically you get a nice clean cut on it. Very little slag, and she's just ready to quick go over with the wire wheel, and she'll be ready to weld on. Okay, I've welded this rear plate on, and I'm going to do the same on the other side over there. And then what I can do is run a string between the two and find the centre, so we can determine where the plate's going to sit on the transmission tunnel. Otherwise we might find we've got, you know, the bar off at a funny angle, and of course it pretty much wants to be parallel with that front one anyway. So there we've got the middle two plates welded in, and the plates welded on the other side. So I'm going to cut the tube now across between these two plates, and we'll just have a little bit of a saddle over on this top end here, and then when we've got that in place, we can then offer the seat up and just see exactly how wide it's going to be and where they need to be set to. Okay, so we've cut the bars basically, and we've welded those in now. So the next thing to do is form the seat mounts, which are going to sit on top of the bars. So there's going to be 4 of those under each seat basically. So but yeah, we're all good to go, and that's looking like a race car. Okay, so that's the seat bars in. We're not going to weld the little brackets on at the moment because until I get the cage in place, I don't really know exactly how the seat is going to sit in relation to the actual roll bar that's going to be behind the head of the cage. So we'll leave that for another day. But it certainly made some good progress tonight with it. Next stage, I think, is going to be starting to get it ready for getting a bit of paint on the underside of the car and on the inside, because I am going to paint it first and then fit the cage, rather than trying to spray the car around the cage, which I think could be problematic. But thanks for watching Otto's Garage, and I will see you next time. Stay safe.
Bye bye!